Elon Musk. This businessman is defined by his pursuit of high-risk, frontier industries that most investors consider too capital-intensive or dangerous to touch. His approach blends intense engineering involvement with a flair for public relations, moving from digital payments into electric vehicles and aerospace. He represents the shift toward the billionaire as a cult of personality, where the brand of the individual is as valuable as the companies they lead. By focusing on multi-decadal goals like Mars colonization or sustainable energy, he has forced traditional industries to accelerate their own innovation cycles. Jeff Bezos. He transformed the American retail landscape by prioritizing the long-term customer experience over short-term profitability. Starting with a simple online bookstore, he built a logistics empire that redefined expectations for delivery speed and inventory variety. His philosophy of day one thinking encourages a permanent startup mentality, even within a massive global corporation. Beyond retail, his move into cloud computing essentially built the infrastructure that powers much of the modern internet, making him a central figure in both the physical and digital economies. Bill Gates. This figure became the face of the personal computing revolution by recognizing that software, rather than hardware, would become the dominant force in technology. His business strategy focused on ubiquity, ensuring that his operating systems became the standard for offices and homes worldwide. After decades of aggressive market expansion, he transitioned into a second act defined by institutional philanthropy on a global scale. He remains the primary example of how a technical founder can evolve into a statesman-like figure, using accumulated wealth to influence global health and education policy. Steve Jobs. This businessman was known for his obsession with design and his ability to convince consumers they needed products they hadn't yet imagined. He did not just sell electronics. He sold an aesthetic and a closed ecosystem that rewarded brand loyalty. His return to the company he co-founded led to a string of innovations that moved computing from the desk to the pocket, permanently changing the music, film, and mobile industries. His legacy is one of uncompromising perfectionism and the belief that the person who uses the tool is just as important as the tool itself. Mark Zuckerberg. He represents the era of the social graph, where the primary commodity is human connection and the data generated by it. By scaling a college networking site into a global communications platform, he changed how information is distributed and how advertising is targeted. His career highlights the rapid speed at which a digital product can achieve billions of users, often outpacing the development of social norms and government regulations. He matters because his decisions regarding privacy and content have direct implications for democratic processes and social interactions across the globe. Larry Page and Sergey Brin. These partners founded their enterprise on the idea that the world's information could be organized through a mathematical algorithm. By creating a search engine that became synonymous with the act of looking for information, they built one of the most effective advertising machines in history. Their company culture famously encouraged moonshot thinking, investing in everything from self-driving cars to life extension technology. They represent the transition of the internet from a directory into an intelligent utility that predicts and responds to human intent. Warren Buffett. Often called the Oracle of Omaha, he represents the patient, value-based approach to American capitalism. Rather than chasing the latest technological trends, he focuses on buying businesses with durable competitive advantages and holding them for decades. His simple lifestyle and clear, folksy communication style have made him a mentor figure for generations of investors. He matters because he proves that steady, disciplined capital allocation can outperform aggressive speculation over the long run, emphasizing the importance of intrinsic value and ethical management. Jamie Dimon. As the long-standing leader of one of the world's largest banks, he is the primary archetype of the modern American banker. He is known for navigating complex regulatory environments and maintaining a fortress balance sheet that can withstand global financial crises. His influence extends beyond the boardroom, as he frequently advises government leaders on economic policy and fiscal health. He represents the stability and massive scale of the American financial system, acting as a bridge between corporate interests and the broader economy. Ray Dalio. This businessman brought a highly systematic, almost biological approach to the world of hedge funds. He is famous for creating a culture of radical transparency, where every employee's performance and logic are openly scrutinized to find the best ideas. His work in analyzing historical economic cycles has made him a prominent voice on the rise and fall of great powers. He represents the intellectual side of finance, where the goal is to build an all-weather machine that can profit regardless of whether the market is up or down. Sam Walton. He revolutionized the American interior by bringing the big-box retail model to rural and suburban areas. By mastering supply chain logistics and focusing on low prices through volume, he changed where and how Americans shop for their daily needs. His legacy is one of extreme efficiency and a relentless focus on the bottom line, which allowed his company to become the largest employer in the private sector. He fundamentally altered the economic landscape of small-town America, creating a blueprint for global mass-market retail. Ralph Lauren. This businessman built a global empire by selling a specific vision of the American dream through fashion. He did not just design clothes. He created a lifestyle brand that blended aristocratic European style with rugged American themes. His success showed that a brand's story and the emotions it evokes are often more valuable than the physical fabric of the product. He matters because he pioneered the idea of the lifestyle brand, influencing how everything from home decor to restaurants is marketed today. Oprah Winfrey. She represents the power of the media personality to build a diversified business empire rooted in empathy and personal connection. Starting in broadcast television, she leveraged her massive audience to launch magazines, production companies, and cable networks. Her O effect could turn a book or a product into an overnight success, demonstrating the immense economic value of public trust. She broke traditional barriers as a self-made woman of color, providing a new model for how influence can be converted into long-term corporate ownership. Ted Turner. This businessman was a pioneer in the world of 24-hour news and cable television. By launching a dedicated news network at a time when broadcast television was limited to specific time slots, he changed how the world consumes information. He was known for his eccentric personality and his willingness to take massive financial risks on unproven concepts. His work helped create the modern, always-on media environment, proving that there was a global appetite for real-time reporting and specialized niche programming. Donald Trump. He is the quintessential example of the businessman as a brand developer, primarily in the luxury real estate and hospitality sectors. His career focused on high-visibility projects like skyscrapers and casinos, where his name was often the most prominent feature of the architecture. He leveraged his business persona into reality television fame, which eventually served as a springboard into the highest levels of political power. His approach emphasizes the value of celebrity and the use of the media to build a public image that transcends individual business deals. Howard Schultz. He took a commodity as simple as coffee and transformed it into a third place between work and home for millions of people. By focusing on the experience of the coffee house and the consistency of the product, he scaled a small Seattle chain into a global presence. He was also an early advocate for providing comprehensive benefits to part-time workers, arguing that a company's success is tied to the well-being of its frontline staff. His career illustrates how a focused vision for a service can change daily habits on a worldwide scale. Colonel Harlan Sanders. This businessman is the classic example of the late-blooming entrepreneur who turned a secret recipe into a global franchise icon. After a lifetime of varied jobs and business failures, he began franchising his fried chicken method in his 60s, traveling the country to sign up restaurant owners. He became the living face of his brand, using his likeness to sell a sense of Southern hospitality and consistency. His story remains a foundational piece of American business lore, proving that a single, well-executed idea can achieve global reach regardless of when it begins.